1 p.m.
So moved. Second.
Roll call.
Stephanie Hausch.
Here.
Rebecca Jenkins.
Here.
Daniel Marks.
Here.
Jennifer Regolick.
Here.
Nicole Segura.
Here.
Josie Shattuck.
Here.
Kristen Thacker.
Here.
Quorum present.
Tonight we have the Boy Scouts to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please stand. Recite the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please sit.
Thank you so much. During each regular and special open meeting of the board, any person may comment to or ask questions of the board, subject to reasonable established time constraints. The board listens to comments and questions during public participation. The board's response to comments or questions is managed through policy 3:30, chain of command, and not by the board during the public meeting. Tonight we have several individuals who've signed in to speak. 4 to be specific, and so we'll start with James Hartcott.
Hi, thank you.
You may step forward. You have 3 minutes, James.
Thank you. This will be quick. I just wanted to bring up a couple things. We know the solar panels are going in back, that I was here for that meeting years ago. I watched that presentation. I have no problem with them, but we did talk about a fence at that time. I want to make sure that fence goes up, and I'd prefer to see it go up before the panels are put on. So you're going to have kids out in the playgrounds, on the ground. As soon as it, construction-wise, makes sense, that fence really needs to be up for the safety of the kids. I have children that are in track, which are literally on the other side of that, and their practices started today. I don't think anyone went over there, but there's 3 coaches, 4 coaches for all these kids out there. We need to make sure it's safe out there. So I asked the board and the administration to work with the contractor to make sure that fence goes up as soon as possible. The other thing is, I know in January we talked about the parking lot, and the administration has done a really nice job about fixing, I guess there were some issues with pickups and things like that, and they've moved the junior high pickup back to the main lot. I only had to do it once since it came up, and it was day 2 or day 3 of the change. It was a mess. Cars out on 176. I didn't even have to do the pickup. I had to get into the building. I couldn't get into the lot. So need to work on that, because the reason it was moved to the other lot was to keep the traffic off of 176, and it was dangerous that day. Cars going in the other lane, in the westbound lane when they're going eastbound, because they can't get around the people waiting. People going east are the opposite direction, they turn left. It hasn't looked good. I've driven by a few times during releases of the junior high. It's not great. So I just ask the administration to work with their teams to make sure we keep the traffic off the road for everyone's safety. Thank you.
Thank you. Next we have Terry Rubin.
Hi guys, I know most of you are new. There's only one that I recognize from 2020. And I honestly feel bad for you because you guys are all playing Nancy Drew like I'm playing Nancy Drew, and I don't understand why, as a parent and a taxpayer, and we all pay a lot of property taxes to the school, why things like solar farms, I know you guys said it was at a board meeting. I don't understand why we're putting it in a Shaw subscription for, people that can't afford to go subscribe to the Shaw to find out when we have a newsletter every week, that if we wanted to be open and transparent with our parents and our taxpayers, why can't we put this safe stuff like solar farms and battery farms and data centers in our newsletters so parents know where their tax dollars are going and who's acquired land and what land is acquired? I already know, because I had to play Nancy Drew, that the school obtained the Hackers Farm. I know the school owns everything up to those power lines up there. My question is, we're going the solar farm here. That's in the back corner. What's that land going to be used for? That's an awful lot of land. And nobody can answer the question of where this is going. And I'm going to read you, and I'm glad David Underwood's here. This is from the village, Sam Lines, to Mike Freeze. Great to talk with you, David, at length last week. It's very productive conversation for us. We continue to develop our plan, our project that benefits all involved here. We are tracking to get you the information you need for the 12-2 trustees meeting this week. A couple of questions and notes, actions below. Connection to the Crystal Lake substation. Per your question below, we are going to build an overhead line from our site across ComEd's easement into a new section that ComEd will build out for us in the Silver Lake substation. Our interconnection is at 345 kV. See screenshot below. Data center developer. You, keyword, Mike Freeze offered to introduce us to the data center developer to see how we might be able to help each other and get more things done sooner that can be more beneficial to Prairie Grove. If you are willing to share the name of the group, we may even have existing connections to them, our parent company, BlackRock. Specifically, we may be able to allow the data center to come on earlier at a lower cost than otherwise would.
Terry, that was 3 minutes. I'm going to ask you to wrap up, please.
Okay. Also, we may be able to work their land to add the battery storage capacity. Who's their land? Is that hackers? That's my question. Who's their land? That's all I got. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Next we have Dottie Painter.
Hi, everyone. I'm introducing myself.
You have 3 minutes.
Yes, I feel at home here. I'm a retired. I've worked here for 37 years. Some of you I've taught the parents, the kids, the kids. It's home. It's a community, and there have been so many things that I love about this place, and I really want it to continue as home. David Underwood, there's going to be a Zoom meeting. I don't know if anybody is aware of this, if you got them in the mail or not, and if you didn't, I have mine here. You can just take this little code here. We want facts. We want transparency. We want the truth. We're smart. We know all this stuff. When it comes down, we can make the proper decisions. No worry about being sued. You know, my husband said, I go, but is everybody worried about annexing and suing? And I'm like, well, everybody's suing these days, but they don't win. So my advice is listen to the facts, be a part of the village and the community here and know the truth. And then you can make proper decisions because it is our home. It is a place we want to continue as, there are changes that we see. Some we like, some we don't, but we should always know we care about our community and keep it good. So if anybody wants this, I'm leaving it right here. And or you can just contact the village of Prairie Grove, and this information's right there. You do have to sign up. You can't just go, where's that Zoom meeting? You have to register. You can even ask questions and get answers. I'm not sure if you're going to get a full feel of what's this storage. I live on Behan Road. I know I'm kind of talking around. That's in my front yard where this plan should be or is supposedly going to be, and maybe it won't. So ask your questions, get the answers. The truth.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. David Costa.
Hello.
Hello.
I just wanted to come today and just express about the transparency around the solar farm. And just reinforce, I know there's a lot of information out there where the power may or may not be going. To my understanding, this is going to be a direct line into the school. Power's not going anywhere else. It's going to sustain the school. It's a low impact solution that's great for our entire community. And I would encourage everybody to get behind it. I know there were other comments about questioning the land and when that land was purchased. That land has been in ownership of the school for 5+ years. So longer than that, yeah, longer than that. Plus, it was the plus, right? So it's a big plus. So yes, we've had that land. We're now using that land in a very responsible way, and I want to applaud the board for that. So thank you very much.
Thank you, David.
Thank you, David. That is all the public participation that we have tonight. Given the comments on the subject tonight, I just want to point out that the district did send a communication earlier today with some more detailed information. If you have not read that yet, I'd encourage you to take a look at that. Tonight we have guests from the Young Authors. I'm going to turn it over to Bob there.
So if we could take this opportunity to introduce our two principals, Mrs. Lindsay and Mrs. Master, who are going to introduce our staff who will be recognizing students who participated in the Young Authors program.
So we're really excited tonight to honor our winners from Young Authors. We had a ton of amazing submissions. We put a lot of time into looking at those submissions, very creative, very exciting. So I'm really excited to introduce Mrs. Sibinaller and Mr. Buckley, who kind of led the charge with Young Authors.
We'll go right here. Is that okay?
Hi. Thank you, families, for coming out tonight. Thanks to the board for letting us recognize some of the most creative and hardworking students we have at UG. There was a lot of competition this year, and our staff judges looked at the submissions multiple times in order to select the winners. You all should be very proud of your accomplishment, and we hope you continue writing and submitting to the Young Authors in the future.
Tonight we have one winner from each grade level from 2nd through 8th grade. Students, when we say your name, please come up. You'll get a medal and then come out over here. And we will take a group photo once everyone has been called up. After that, families, you can head out unless you are planning on staying for the meeting.
Okay, let's start with 2nd grade. The winning story from 2nd grade blends fiction and nonfiction to tell the story of Henry, a wild turtle who likes to party. The author includes facts about turtles, but also asks a very interesting question. Author of Do Turtles Celebrate New Year's Day? 2nd grader Jaden S.
The next author could not be here with us tonight, but we still wanted to make sure that she's recognized. She obviously took a lot of time to write and illustrate a very beautiful book about a mermaid named Pearl who goes on an eventful ocean adventure with friends. Author of The Treasure of Friendship, 3rd grader Kaylee M.
The winning story from 4th grade is a suspenseful thriller about some friends investigating a mystery in the neighborhood creek. The author excels in adding descriptive details and realistic dialogue. Author of Noises in the Creek, 4th grader Jacob G.
From 5th grade, we have a story that explores what happens when reality itself cracks. It is a mind-bending thriller with characters that have sinister mirror images. Master of suspenseful pacing, precise vocabulary, and unforgettable figurative language, 5th grader and past Young Authors winner, Sanvi B.
Okay, our 6th grade winner. The winning story is chapter 1, a dystopian story in which 2 young characters are locked in a cell. Why are they there? They'll never get out. This author is so good at using first-person narration to immerse readers in the character's internal perspective. author of Chapter 1, 159 Days, 6th grader Sophia L.
The powerful winning story from 7th grade begins with a family tragedy and then explores the complex range of emotions the characters go through. This author has the talent to make the reader as well feel many different emotions when reading the story. 7th grader and now a 2-time Young Authors winner, author of The Presence of Her, Gabriella B.
Okay, 8th grade. Our final author for tonight gave us 2 extremely well-written chapters from an epic story set in a completely unique world. Although the setting is fantastical, the characters are relatable and their conflicts feel familiar to the reader. The author of these chapters is 8th grader, another previous Young Authors winner, Elena C. One more round of applause.
Yeah, why don't we know anything next to it? Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, do just the kids, yeah.
With you guys? Just a little bit. 1, 2, 3. Oh, great smiles. Love it.
Congratulations. We do have treats at the end. If parents would like to take those, they are welcome to. Thank you so much. Okay, moving on to our administrative reports, we have no action here. But I'd like to ask if there's any highlights that you would like to speak to.
I think actually it'll be later, where the board's gonna take action, but I was really proud of the fact, that we did. Mission statement, their guiding principles, their vision, and their core values. I feel like that was a great way to tie everything together. It's a great foundation for us, and for Dr. Larson to have a strong transition and moving the district forward. So just proud of all the things that we continue to do by each building and by the departments and how it's all coming together with board governance and leadership and aligned leadership.
Thank you for your mention.
Are there any questions from the board?
You just quickly mentioned the 5 essential survey. Do we have like percentages? Or
I believe it is in this report.
Yes, at the
Yes.
top.
okay, I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong one.
It's okay, yeah.
What about
All our goals.
perfect?
Across
Yeah.
the board, which is good.
I would just make one recommendation for the elementary to get, so the student report card, the 5 essentials number, how many students you actually do it matters. It's 96% to get all your points.
Yeah.
So I would get 1 more percent at the elementary building.
Okay,
Find a couple
I had
kids.
just to do it, another was 95, so I wanna
Yeah,
make sure
that
we get
was, if
1%.
they changed all the metrics for next year,
Okay,
for the
thank you.
designations, yeah, it's 96.
Okay.
Thank you.
I just have a quick question with regards to the partnering with D155 for the Women's History Month later.
Yes.
Is that something new or we've done that in the past?
It's new. They reached out to us to collaborate with us, and so we met with the team, and we're planning to do that on the 19th. Okay. My knowledge. I'm new, but I think it's
No.
I don't recall seeing that before.
I know.
Yeah.
Asked about that, so this is very cool. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
we advocated to have our whole 8th grade girls group go, which I think will be a really cool opportunity considering they're getting really close to high school.
Absolutely. Great. Looking forward to hearing how that goes.
Yeah.
Great. Any other questions from the board?
The only question I had is back to the 5 essential surveys. The parent participation in elementary is pretty significantly higher at 37% than it is on the junior high at 25%. Just wanted to put out there, you know, do you have any thoughts about how we could potentially reach more of the junior high parents?
We've talked about that.
All ears.
I know, I think maybe just continuous reminders and doing maybe some incentives. I know like I said, we've discussed, it's just traditionally, it's always been lower, and it even declines lower in the high school, right? So as the younger the kids are, the more involved parents are and they're engaged, and then I think as the older, I think it's just a natural progression.
Because the student participation is very high.
Well, they do
The
it
teacher
in, yeah, they do it in school.
Well, that's fine, but could we somehow leverage the students to encourage their parents?
Yeah, we do. That's the reason the elementary is so high is there's a raffle that the students get. We'll each get a different at every grade level. So
The junior high did it too, I think, just
the nature of an elementary child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're doing it too.
I have 2 junior high children and never saw a ticket or was asked to fill anything out, even though I did complete the survey.
I appreciate you.
Parent over issue.
So.
I don't think
Well, I've
so.
got extras. Have
Yeah.
them.
It's
Junior
okay.
high, it's the junior high kids that are the weak link for that.
Yes.
Any other questions? Okay, I'm seeing none. Under old business, we have 6.1 landscape and snow removal discussion. There is no motion. Could you clarify what this
So-
is, please?
I just wanted to put this on the agenda just to discuss briefly. The way the system was set up was for our custodians to be doing these tasks. From what I understand and what I gathered from talking to board members and others, I'd like the board to consider having, going out to bid for these 2 tasks and seeing what we can do relative to that. I think some of the offset to the increased price would at least be selling one of our trucks, probably a plow. But it'll be somewhat more expensive, but I think we'll avoid a lot of other issues if we have an outside vendor doing these tasks. Or not, but I think so.
I think for me, I would just like to see what the numbers look like, you know, how much does the offset help support the eventual bid winner? I mean, it's not a lot, but I would just like to see what the numbers look like before.
Sure.
So I would be in favor of doing that,
Yeah.
exploring that.
Well, we'll go, with your direction, then I will, we'll go out to bid and just see what we get.
So the custodians are in a union, correct?
Mhm.
Is it in their job description? Like,
Yeah.
will we be taking, how will we work with the union if we're taking away responsibility?
I'm not sure if that's going to be an issue. If it is, then we'll have to cross that bridge. when we
Because
get
we
there.
wouldn't be decreasing their pay or anything
No.
like that, but we might need to write a new, if it's in the job description.
Well, it's in the job description. I think it would be unwise to leave it there, just in case either the bids are way out of our range, or we find that we get less satisfaction out of our vendors, and we want to go back. I don't think there's any penalty to us by leaving it in their job description. As you said, we're not taking pay away, and we're not increasing their job duties. We're actually lessening their job duties so they can actually focus on cleaning the school and doing those kind of things. So,
I would also be interested in what the numbers are, and if we don't go that route, some sort of training process and procedures in place for our custodians to do that job. If that's the route we end up going.
and I think that's going to be our choice, you know. If you choose not to have a vendor do that, then we definitely will
think I just worry with, and correct me if I'm wrong, but we have a established number of custodians. And if we have a week where we're seeing unprecedented snowfall, how are we keeping up with those duties and keeping our school going? I think that's where I run into concerns with having our custodial staff do that, is the training and the ability to do it, but also making sure they're not being overworked, because as you guys know, our parking lots need to be plowed before our first staff arrive here early in the morning, salted and all of that kind of stuff. So that concerns me that you can't predict when snowfall comes and how that works, and to play with their schedule and ability to maintain what needs to be maintained in here for student learning.
And then you also have, and that's a great point, but you also have spring where things grow. And they keep growing. And if you're not maintaining, your open spaces, because you need specialized equipment to do that or something else, then people aren't happy with the appearance in the end. I don't think we bought mulch here in years. Looking in old builds, and I think we could use some mulch and some other things. So
I know
this is no criticism of what's been going on. I'm just making statements.
I know there was at least one concern where it was early this school year, like late summer, early fall, about the appearance of a natural prairie that we were contributing to. So I know for certain parents are concerned about the appearance and the visibility from the parking lot to the road.
All good things.
One thing to, like, if we go out to bid and we choose a vendor, is it written in the contract, like, if it snows at this time, like, you need to have the parking lots cleared for staff, like, by a certain time?
Yeah.
And like, okay.
By a certain time, and they go by inches.
Okay.
Like if it's less than an inch.
Yeah.
They might come out and shovel, but they're not gonna plow.
Okay. Thank you.
And just for your information, after January, we have been using ringers, and they've been great. It's been no worries, but it does cost something. So,
And just refresh my memory, it was just this last year that we were taking care of that internally. Prior to this last year, we contracted that out for several years. Based on what you're saying.
I think so.
That's my recollection. I just
It's
don't know
either
for
1
sure.
or 2 years.
Right. Any other questions? Comments? Okay. Looking forward to seeing those bids. May I have a motion to approve the consent agenda, which includes regular and executive session minutes from February 17th, regular and executive session minutes from February 28th, 2026, bills payable, treasurer's report, personnel action report, and the Board of Education's alignment and action plan dated February 28th, 2026.
So moved. Second.
Roll call?
Stephanie Hausch,
Yes.
Rebecca Jenkins,
Yes.
Daniel Marks,
Yes.
Jennifer Regola,
Yes.
Nicole Segura,
Yes.
Kristen Thacker,
Yes.
Josie Shattuck,
Yes.
motion carried.
May I have a motion to remove 7.2 from the agenda, which does not need to be addressed tonight?
So the
Second.
Just quick discussion, this is in relation to a authorization of a staff non-renewal that will be addressed next month, is my understanding.
There'll be a letter of resignation provided for you at the board meeting.
Great, thank you so much. Roll call?
Rebecca Jenkins,
Yes.
Daniel Marks,
Yes.
Jennifer Regola,
Yes.
Nicole Segura,
Yes.
Kristen Thacker,
Yes.
Stephanie Hausch,
Yes.
Josie Shattuck,
Yes.
motion carried.
May I have a motion to adjourn at 7:31 p.m.?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none. Thank you all so much.